We're going to do some calf raises. So I'm going to stand to the side so you can see better. Hip to shoulder width apart, and then we're just going to raise up onto the balls of your foot and then gently back down. We're not going to let the heels touch the floor. So really working into those calf muscles. After we've done a set of coming to just above the ground and then coming back up again, we're going to start to increase that movement and we'll come down in between each. You can do anywhere between 6 and 10 reps of each of these movements. Then our third movement, we're going to, as you can see in the video, we're going to come to the top, come halfway down, pause, and then come back up to the top. So a much bigger movement up and down from that mid to top position, but not letting the feet touch the floor. If you overbalance at any point, you can just restart, bring the heels back down, find that balance point and come back to your set. And once you're finished, coming back to your rest pose. We're now going to do a really great exercise for building strength in your upper back, specifically looking at your lats. So we're going to put the band under your feet and then cross it over. Try and keep your feet at hip distance apart. Then hinging at the waist, you're going to bend forward, keeping a nice strong neutral spine, and you're going to pull your elbows out and up to the sides. You're in control of how hard you work, so if you need to make it a little bit harder, take some band in. If you need to make it a little bit easier, let some band out. You're going to really pull that band up, pausing slightly at the top and then releasing that back down. And once you're finished, coming back to rest pose. We're now going to go through a nice exercise for building strength in your glutes, your inner and outer leg, and also your back and core. So this is really going to tick lots of boxes. If you find it uncomfortable to kneel on your knees, just make sure you've got enough padding under there. You can also, with your wrists, come into a fist instead of a flat hand on the floor if that's more comfy. Then you're raising one leg into a kind of like doggy kick position. And then we're going to push the foot to the ceiling. We're then going to bring the leg out to the side and we're going to push out to the side. All of the time, maintaining that core strength. So we're going to think, pull those ribs down towards your hips, pull your hip bones together. Make sure you're breathing through this movement. Our third position is we're going to bring the leg back up and then we're going to slide it over to the other side of our body. So think about your knee moving. Try and keep your pelvis nice and still. Once you've done one side, we're going to come up into the other, doing around 5 to 8 pulses higher, and then 5 to 8 pulses out to the side, and then 5 to 8 pulses over the body. And we're going to do this twice on each side. and then coming into your rest pose. This next move is cat flap letterbox, which is a great core exercise. So we're going to come to lying down on our backs, feet are hip distance apart, flat on the floor. Pelvis in neutral, so just take a gentle tuck and tilt if you need to bring that pelvis into neutral alignment where there's just a small gap under that lower back. You can check that with your hand. Palms are facing up so you can't push down into your upper body, and your knees are going to be above your hips. So we're keeping our legs in what we call our tabletop position. Going to take an inhale, and then on your exhale you're going to engage your core and pelvic floor and stretch the leg out as if you were going to put your foot through the letterbox on your front door. Going to inhale, hold it there, and then exhale, come back to the center. Going to inhale there, prepare, exhale. This time we're going to place the foot through the cat flap, so we're bringing that leg lower. That's a harder position, so thinking about as you extend that leg out, what's happening in your belly. So making sure your ribs stay in contact with your hips. So rib to hip connection is really important here. Pulling those hip bones into the middle. Again, we're going to hold that for an inhale and pause, and then exhale back to the center. You can alternate legs if you need to make this slightly less challenging. You could also do this with one leg in tabletop instead of two, which again would make it less challenging if you're finding this quite difficult. I really want you to think about that position and the use of your core here. We're really working those core muscles hard. And once you've finished one leg, we're going to move to the other leg, exactly the same. So exhale, taking the leg away from the body, up as if you're going to post your foot through the letterbox, holding for an inhale, and then exhale, returning to your starting tabletop position. Inhaling in the middle to prepare, exhale, taking the leg lower, thinking about that rib to hip, so pulling your ribs down towards your hips, keeping hold of that connection, pulling those hip bones into the middle, switching on that pelvic floor, so thinking sit bone to sit bone, pubic bone to tailbone to do so. Making sure that little gap behind your low back doesn't increase in size, so it should stay small because your back should remain in its neutral position and just the leg moves. Once you finish, taking a full body stretch and then returning to your sitting rest pose.